Welcome in. Mad Talk Sports special episode 58. Drake, what's up?
Super Bowl 58.
Look at it. Just
Look at that.
And the title had to be, I was thinking this even before I said to you, Drake, the other day, that we're 58, episode 58, Super Bowl 58. I was already thinking this title, but then once it became the real deal, look at it. Destiny. And, Super Bowl edition, can't steal the whole Super Bowl logo. So instead, we got LVIII, a little Roman numeral action as we visit Caesar's Palace. No, not really. But Super Bowl in Vegas, baby. Second time Vegas has been our background on the show since the playoffs started. But let me get back to our main view. But yeah, episode 58 is Destiny. And we're talking a lot about the Super Bowl.
I mean, what else, right?
Well, there is something else. It's NBA trade deadline.
NBA trade deadline today. The Bucks got Pat Bev.
They did.
How do you like that?
I
like the energy there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's first take. My first initial take, even before going to the hoops part of it. Do you remember the interview that Pat Bev did a couple years ago where he talked about his interaction with Giannis, and Giannis was saying, come to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the first thing.
When he said, "Why are you ducking smoke?"
Yeah. Yep. And then
me no duck smoke, Pat.
He said, "Never duck smoke."
Never duck smoke, Pat. Never duck smoke. Yeah.
So that was the first thing I thought of.
Obviously, you got to think about the Dame beef that they got going, man.
Dame already commented, "We good."
I mean, and Pat said, that he's squashing it. So, I mean, maturity level there, Pat Bev. I think Pat Bev's a great person to have on a roster,
Oh, for sure. And he's the perfect example, him and Draymond, of people you hate to play against, but then if they're on your team, you love it,
I mean, they just have that energy, that vibe that, they're annoying, but
this can be this year's Bucks version of when they got PJ Tucker before the title run. Someone that could bring a little fire to him.
PJ Tucker wanted to be traded too.
I know. Because he's just not getting used. He's just, getting paid to sit and watch. Maybe run and jump every now and again. Yeah. Oh, the Clippers, though, they're killing it.
I know, dude. I can't wait until we're done with the Super Bowl and we can talk about that, because Clippers are hot. They are. 1 through 4 seeds in the West are 0. There's a 0 game difference.
That's insane, dude.
I know.
And I didn't realize how good Jalen Williams was playing on the Thunder. Yeah, I did not realize. I knew the Thunder were balling like we both thought. But back to the trade deadline side of things, we were about to talk about it before we started live here. Gordon Hayward.
I know. I think that's obviously it's not a big, he's fallen off a lot.
Yeah.
It's not a big, he's a title contender now. But I think it brings a great veteran leader that they need. They're a very young team.
Yeah.
I think that helps a lot for sure. Just having a veteran guy there. I mean, if Pat Bev could have landed on the Thunder, that would have been
nice.
Fire, but good to have Gordon Hayward too. I mean, he could play the power forward for him. But
plus, they didn't want to give away too many of their chips because they still got a king's ransom to where they can bring, this Godfather offer to the table. So that's a smart move for them to kind of see what this crew can do on its own, basically, but still add something. I think that was a brilliant move. Low risk, mid reward.
And I mean, it's not like he's a terrible player. He's just old and injury prone.
Yeah,
but
that's okay.
I think they gave up Trey Mann.
Gave up chips.
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, for sure. And then the Knicks, they got Bogdanovich and Trey Burks, right? Alec Burks.
Yep. And they didn't give up anything either. And the Knicks are balling too.
Yeah, so they are.
Getting Bogdan is just
that's a big help. Shooter.
And I mean, Alec Burks off the bench, and their bench is playing fire too. So
Yeah, Knicks are flying. The East is looking pretty good overall. Yeah. And another movement in the East, the Sixers getting Buddy Hield, right?
Buddy Hield, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that move.
With Joel Embiid out for
that's fine
until playoffs.
Wrap them in bubble wrap.
Yeah, but that'll be good. I mean, it brings some shooting that they need. I mean, he's not, something to break the bank over, but
no, I actually think that's a really good move for them.
100%.
Yeah. Like the Sixers can be annoying, They definitely can. Like if Embiid's healthy in the playoffs, they're going to be a tough out for anybody.
Yeah, and then this happened we just didn't talk about it, but I think Steven Adams to the Rockets is going to be.
Where's XP? Talk about the Rockets.
I think Steven Adams is a good player. So.
No, it's a good move. Rockets are a big team in general, though, I think. So like that was an interesting move. But shout out like the Rockets, especially shout out XP for saying that they were going to be pushing play in like a year ago. Is what he said. He was like way ahead of it. It was like, dude, what?
I don't know. Yeah. I was gonna say, did they have Van Fleet yet when he said that?
No. It might have been right before that.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he.
But he told me he said, you guys don't want me to come on there and make some right picks again.
Whoa. What he picked the Warriors to win the West last year. That was the one thing I got right last year was I picked the Nuggets.
Yeah.
But I also picked the Bucks to be on the other side. So like, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. And then the Mavs got PJ Washington.
Oh, that is not one I saw.
Yeah. They gave up Grant Williams.
I know they were trying to get rid of him. I don't know if I like that though.
Seth Curry, but they need a big.
Yeah, I know, but I just wish they could have made it work with Grant Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Are we missing any? I think those are the main ones. We didn't really talk about Rozier when that happened to the Heat.
I mean, he's been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
There, I mean, that's a big move. Some that don't. I mean, the Nets got Dennis Schroeder.
That's not one I saw.
They gave up Spencer Dinwiddie.
Wow, that's an interesting move.
And then the Wizards gave the Mavs their center, Daniel Gafford.
Breaking the bank.
Mavs are going big.
Yeah.
So.
Because you kind of have to in the West with Jokic and Anthony Davis and Karl Anthony Towns. But all right, well, now we talk some trade deadline. Let's get to the Super Bowl, huh? And specifically, let's start with some general storylines before we actually do like real analysis. Because this is a rematch 4 years ago. Like 4 years ago was an election year. It's an election year again. It's probably the same candidates. And we've got the same Super Bowl, but there's some new faces this time around.
I know. Brock Purdy.
That's a big
quarterback. That's a big one.
Christian McCaffrey.
Isaiah Pacheco, obviously different running back.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, obviously.
I'd say
Chiefs corners.
Yep. Snead and McDuffie and there's one other worth mentioning. I forget his name. But I don't think Bolton was on the team last time. Nick Bolton, middle linebacker for the Chiefs. I don't think so.
No, not 4 years ago.
And I know some of the O-linemen are certainly different because the Chiefs, that was before the Chiefs revamped their O-line, after they got whammed by the Bucks in the Super Bowl. So there's a lot of new faces there. Trent Williams, he wasn't playing last time.
No.
He was in Washington at the time.
Who else?
Richard Sherman was there last time in basically his year. Sammy Watkins cooked them in the Super Bowl last time.
The Chiefs left guard's probably not going to play.
Joe Tooney.
Yeah.
He's an all-pro, I'm pretty sure.
Good player.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Especially against a D-line like San Francisco.
Yeah. Chase Young. I mean, he's been in the fire for. Okay, I do want to just briefly touch on that. Like, he's been in the fire for like not having the stats, but like, dude, you're on an all-star defense.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the stats.
No.
I
mean, sure, he's taking some plays off, but I feel like
that is for sure. That's 100%.
Unacceptable. Yeah, but he did it. He did it in Washington too. Like,
also so unacceptable.
100%. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it's coming to life now because it's a team worth mentioning. But it's just that's who he's been. That's why I never was big on him, is because he takes plays off.
I agree with that. But yeah, that's a new face. Hargrave in the middle, also a new face on San Francisco. So it's a rematch, but really the main pieces that are from last time would be like, Reed and Shanahan, Mahomes, Kelsey, Kittle,
Debo.
Yeah. Debo was not on the team last time. He might have been a rookie at the time. He might not have been.
I don't think he was there.
I know Ayuk wasn't there because what's his face? Emmanuel Sanders was there.
Debo Samuel came in 2019.
So yeah, he was.
Yep.
But he wasn't Debo yet.
No.
Okay.
Well,
so point is, there's a lot of new faces, and the question is, wait, was there a question? Yes, there is a question. Which of those do you think is the biggest difference from last time? Like, what will be the biggest difference?
That's tough. I mean, Tyreek, because obviously it's Tyreek, but then again, it's like Mahomes figures it out, I don't know, man. It's got to be Tyreek, though.
Yeah, I think that's the correct answer, because they're a totally different team without him. Like, just the style. Like, obviously, they're still successful. I'm not saying that they're worse. I'm just saying, like, they don't take the top off anymore.
Mm-mm.
So I knew that would be your route. So I said the Chiefs defense. That's what I think,
That's a good pick too, because they are all new.
Yeah, a lot of new faces.
I know I've been saying it for a while. You've been saying it for a while. The corners are just lockdown dogs.
Yeah, man.
So that's gonna be tough.
Oh yeah, because that we'll get to that again.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? We're right there. Strength on strength. That was going to be the next topic, and I think that goes right into it. You talk about those corners and the Chiefs defense. Chiefs defense has been probably like top 5 all year, and then in the playoffs, staying at that same level, maybe even being a little bit better, especially last week or 2 weeks ago now. But you got the Chiefs defense and you got the Niners offense, who I think were second in the league in most categories behind the Dolphins. So strength on strength.
I mean, and that's super tough because, like, this. I have struggled so much with the Super Bowl because I just, even strength on strength, San Fran offense, KC defense, if you flip it and you say KC offense versus San Fran defense, it's the same struggle. Like, San Fran's been struggling in the trenches, but they still got playmakers there. And if the line is banged up, that's going to play an effect. And then obviously you're going against Patrick Mahomes. So it's really tough because it really is strength on strength. Like, it is. And there's playmakers all over the field, both sides of the ball, special teams. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah. I love the matchup. Like, as much as this isn't what we wanted, the teams we wanted to see, it's a good Super Bowl. Like, these teams match up well. The strengths, like you said, they're knocking heads. Iron sharpens iron. But I think even within just a strength on strength, you got to break it down. Like, I think the Chiefs DBs have the edge over the Niners receivers, even though the Niners receivers are really good, because I think they can press them and I think they can throw them off of their timing, which the Niners, kind of like the Dolphins, are very timing heavy in the pass game, but also they're obviously a very good rushing offense. McCaffrey is about to take home, about to play somewhere on the ratings for like awards tonight with Opoy or MVP. Like, he's going to be in those races, and he's a great running back. And the Chiefs' problem is their run defense isn't always great.
I mean, I agree. And for the who has the edge, I did put KC defense because if those corners can get disruptive,
yeah,
Brock Purdy's going to be in for some struggles. I mean,
some pumpkins.
Every quarterback's in for some struggles against the Chiefs defense, but
except Jordan Love. Oh, well.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. No, not yeah, whatever. It's fact.
I mean,
but yeah.
No.
What do you mean no?
There were other quarterbacks this year that had a good game against the Chiefs too.
All right. Well,
but yeah, I mean, Christian McCaffrey probably is going to have a big game. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I got no idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. And you talk about the other side, on the flip side, the Chiefs offense versus the Niners defense. And you talked about it, like that strength on strength. Like, I think it's strength on strength in the sense that the strength of the Chiefs offense is now their run game, Pacheco, and the strength of the Niners defense is their run defense, while their weakness is they can get beat on the back end. And the Chiefs don't really seem to have the horses to take the top off anymore. They've got, MVS, who's got the speed to do it, but they just don't. Like, statistically, they just do not. So, like, similar there as far as like they're just like directly in conflict with each other. And I honestly see this game being a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of a defensive struggle to some degree. Not like 13-3 like Patriots Rams. God, we hope not, right? But we'll get to the scores, everything later, but I could see this being a defensive grinder.
100%. But I also can see it being an offensive shootout at the same time. Yeah. So I just think it's going to be a really good game. I really do. And like you said, as much as it's not what we wanted, it's the best matchup out of the 4 teams that were left.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I think
just strength on strength wise, both sides of the ball, I 100% think that it's the best matchup that we could have got.
I think that's facts. Good. I'm excited to see the strengths on strengths, but how about this next one? Missing link or weakest link. So specifically, got 2 areas here, but if you think of another while we're going, let me know. First one, Kansas City receivers have been a storyline all year, right? Drops, especially Tony and MVS for the most part, but everyone's chipped in there. I don't think they have any drops in the playoffs. Like, they've stepped up. And Rashee Rice, he was an emerging star when we did the future episode a couple weeks back, and he's been keeping on pace with that. MVS made a couple nice catches in the last couple games here. So they've stepped up. Does that make that the missing link for how the Chiefs offense gets back to what we know and some of us love, or is it still their weakest link?
I still think it's their weakest link. Like we said, like you have said, they don't go over the top anymore. And, they need plays like that just once in a while, probably especially against this run defense that they're going to be playing this week. And I still think Pacheco is going to have a great game, but they could use that over the top, not even Tyreek Hill. Well, I mean, Tyreek Hill style play, but someone better than MVS who, has lost them some games. Now, he did make a couple catches in the Ravens game.
That he did.
So you never know.
Yeah. I agree with that. And at the same time, I think it is the missing link. It could go both ways, that argument. Like, yes, it's their weakest link, but that's also why it's the missing link. So if it has truly molded stronger through the pressure of the, being hammered out all season long when everyone was declaring the Chiefs dead, and now they're ready for it because, MVS, for all his misgivings, he's played in big games, so he should be ready for this. And Rashee Rice is obviously, he's just been a gamer, so I'm not worried about him. And Tony had a great Super Bowl last year, and so did Sky Moore even. So, maybe they just got that championship medal, man. Like, maybe they just got that.
I hope, Tony plays.
Do you?
I mean,
I want to see him as a returner.
I mean, like you said, he had a big Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
And that's what got him the talks of, oh, he's going to be their number one this year.
Can't believe I fell for that.
No. And obviously that didn't happen, but maybe he's just a big game player. Maybe he just wants to play good in the Super Bowl so he can get his recognition and then get paid and then suck.
Maybe. It's quite possible. Yeah, I think we're on the same page there. But yeah. I'll definitely be curious to see how it goes. Last year, the Chiefs' offense really schemed up something special. People do forget Andy Reid off a bye, which this is basically what that is. He's usually cooking. Now, the next part is, obviously someone we've talked about a lot, and that's Brock Purdy. So he's allowed the Niners to do what they had never done before in the Shanahan era. Not with Jimmy G, not with Trey Lance for 2 games, not with Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard. None of those guys could do it. And that is coming back from like 7-point deficits, basically. And now they've done it back-to-back weeks. But on the flip side, Brock Purdy has never been in a game like this, the magnitude of a Super Bowl that is. And there's still some question marks by some, namely me.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, missing link or weakest link?
That's 100% the missing link. You're playing against the Chiefs. Obviously, they have the experience. There's 4 pictures of Patrick Mahomes going like this with a Super Bowl jersey on. It's a big game, but there's a very strong possibility that they need Brock Purdy to do what he's done the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's come from behind, like you said. And I just really think that if you still have question marks about his play, there's no way you can have question marks about his mentality and about just him having at least some sort of dog in him to where he can stay calm. And yeah, he might have the pressure of being in the Super Bowl, but I don't think that his mentality is going to drift away from that. And I still think if he needs to have a big drive, I still think he's going to do it. So I definitely think that's what was missing for them. And that's why I've said that he is not Jimmy G.
Well, he's certainly not Jimmy G. And that has been the missing link the last couple weeks, is his ability to move, while Jimmy G was never able to really do that. And that definitely gives them, a missing element that they just simply have never had. And that's why they wanted Trey Lance, right? They wanted someone who could move, because that unlocks the Shanahan system even more to like its next power. And from that standpoint, I see it as far as missing link. I do still have questions. Like, when I look at their offense in the grand scheme of it, I do still consider him the weakest part. Like, not to say he's a terrible quarterback, but like when I say, all right, are the receivers the weakest link? I don't think so. Is tight end? I don't think so. Is running back? God, no. Is O-line? No. If is quarterback, I guess that would be me saying what is definitionally something like that is the missing link, but it's also because it is their weakest link. And I need to fact check this, but I heard the other day that Brock Purdy set the NFL record this year for interceptable passes. So basically turnover-worthy throws. So that would be interesting. Or maybe it was specifically dropped picks. Something along those lines. I need to fact check that, so don't take it for gospel, but I do still have questions about Brock Purdy.
The thing about that is you're going to have questions about Brock Purdy for the next however long he's in the NFL.
Probably. Yeah. Unless he can who knows,
no,
though? I think he could certainly progress.
I don't think there's anything that he could do, honestly, that will change your mind.
Play better than a C-plus game against the Lions and Packers? I don't know. I'm really curious, man, like how he matches up against this defense. Like last time we saw him against an elite defense, it was the Ravens and he threw 4 interceptions. Like, let's not forget that happened. And let's not forget last week against the Lions, one of his big plays of the game bounced off the Lions defender's helmet into Ayuk's hands. Like, let's not forget these things that happened. Like,
I seen a thing, and it was a video of every single touchdown pass that Brock Purdy threw. And it was like good play by the receiver, good throw by Brock Purdy. There was probably 3 good plays by the receiver, and all the other 12 were good throws by Brock Purdy.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, do you mean like he hit an open guy down the field, or do you mean like it was in between defenders? What do you mean?
All of it. Like, it was just a good throw. That was a Brock Purdy touchdown rather than he was saved by his receiver.
I'm not saying he gets saved by his receiver. I think we've talked about it. I think he is a smart quarterback, and I do like his mentality. So he's going to get the ball where it needs to go. But at the same time, if people aren't where they were supposed to be, like they were when they practiced, like if they got rubbed or something, he stinks. Like that's just how it goes.
I don't know, man.
I think I really have seen that, man, as far as like when things are going well, he's going to put it in a better spot than most people in the league. But when things aren't going well, sometimes that's when he makes his mistakes. Now, last week, he was able to tuck it and run with it a couple of those times instead of forcing it. So if he can do that a little bit more, that'll alleviate that concern a lot for me. But right now, it's almost like he's just assuming they're going to be where they were supposed to be in the practice script. So if anyone gets bumped, it's an errant throw. And maybe that's a Kyle Shanahan thing. Maybe that's what that is he's telling him, you do this, but.
So something I was going to say is, big play Kyle or big game Kyle is a thing, right? You've heard that?
Yeah.
Do you think that is going to come into play? Do you think that, you've said having a mobile quarterback, which Brock Purdy has done, fits better in the Shanahan scheme? Do you think that is going to help Kyle Shanahan elevate his scheme of things for the Super Bowl, or do you think big game Kyle is going to make an appearance?
I think it really does depend because last 2 weeks he avoided that. Both weeks, honestly, like you got to give full credit from what they did stylistically. Like they kept running the ball. They never panicked like they do some other times. I think I would be more concerned if they were up 2 touchdowns, honestly. Like I think I'm more concerned if they're winning, because that's when all of a sudden I think like he just like sees the trophy blinking.
And then he's like, yeah, let's throw 35 times.
Like that might be when I would be a little like big game Kyle might rear his ugly head here. But also, I was never a big pile on Kyle Shanahan for like the Falcons loss, for instance. Like him saying like, I played the style that got us there, so that's what I was still going to do. Like, I don't hate that. And at the end of the day, you score 28 points in a Super Bowl, you should win. That's on your defense when it comes down to it. So
third quarter too. End of the
right, exactly. So, yeah, right, exactly. So like, I don't blame him for all of like those failures or anything. So I don't think it's as big a deal as some people might, but it could get in his head if they're up, 14 in like this beginning of the third quarter, and all of a sudden things start going a little awry. Then it could.
They're playing the next, Tom Brady, and he was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, because I wonder, because Kyle Shanahan called a very, very safe drive to end the half against the Packers in the divisional round, where it looked like he wasn't trying to score and he was just trying to not give the ball back. And if he does that against the Chiefs, that's going to get him in trouble. So I do wonder about that part of it still.
We'll see too, man. Great coaching, great play. It's going to be a good game. I hope. But yeah. So I just kind of wanted to add that into Brock Purdy, how you were saying, you know, the his rushing fits better with the scheme of Kyle Shanahan, and that's something that Kyle Shanahan didn't have. So I think going to be a big difference from last time they were here 4 years ago.
It is. It is. Their offense is also just flat out better than last time. Like at the end of the day, like McCaffrey versus Mostert, we all know. And Trent Williams versus anyone who was on that previous O-line, we know. Debo now versus Debo then. Ayuk versus Emmanuel Sanders, and then obviously still got Kittle. So they're just a better offense. But I do think they are a worse defense than they were then.
And George Kittle, if you remember when they lost, he said, "I will be back."
He did.
And look at where they are, back with a vengeance.
He's been a foreshadowing man lately. Did you see that clip of him at halftime against the Lions?
Yeah.
Where he's like, I can't wait after the game to say they had us in the first half. Not going to lie. Like, that's legendary stuff, man. Speak it into existence. I do believe in that. So maybe Kittle.
And he did it again. Like that's him saying, "I will be back here."
They're back.
And they're back against the same team 4 years later. And him saying that at halftime, when you're down, I can't wait to say they had us in the first half. Like, yeah.
So now on the flip side is something I didn't have set up here. And I think it's been said. Other people have discussed it too, but curious what you think, Drake. Who do you think is under more pressure in this game, the Niners or the Chiefs?
Oh. More pressure, I would say. Dang. Maybe the Niners? I don't know. I mean, the Chiefs have been there before, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Patrick Mahomes has been there 4 times. I feel like there's not as much pressure there as there is, honestly, on Brock Purdy. Like, I think Brock Purdy has the most pressure out of everyone because there are still so many people in the NFL community who have doubts on him. And even if he wins the Super Bowl, though, it's like you guys are still going to find something where you're like, nah.
Maybe. It's very possible. I've seen, mid-level quarterbacks win Super Bowls. Like, you could still be a legend while you're, not. Who knows? What if he's Eli Manning?
Yeah, I mean,
Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls. Yeah. Might be in the Hall of Fame.
What if he's Tom Brady?
He very well could grow into Tom Brady. He is obviously not Tom Brady right now.
You just never know.
You do.
Yeah, well, you know what? Tom Brady's second year, first Super Bowl, no one was saying that he's going to be the GOAT.
Oh, for sure. Tom Brady was carried by his defense for the first 5 years of his career.
You just never know.
Yeah,
I would say that, the more pressure is probably on all those guys that haven't been there before,
Yeah.
Which more is on the Niners. I think there's a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy because of the media, starting saying he's comparing him talent-wise to Tom Brady and Montana and putting him in MVP talks. Like, I think there's been pressure on him all year. I think he handles it well, obviously, but I think there's more pressure on the Niners because they lost last time they were there,
Yep.
So
I'm actually going to disagree on the Purdy standpoint. Like, he is not under pressure. He has obviously way outperformed what he was supposed to be. Like, I am 100% willing to admit that. and he is already he's got a fair amount of accomplishments in this league already. Like at the end of the day, like more than a lot of guys get. So like him being here is actually just incredible in and of itself. So I don't think you could make an argument he's playing with house money. You know, like he wasn't supposed to have this opportunity.
No.
He was on a team that traded everything in the world for Trey Lance, and that was supposed to be their next guy. And instead it was Brock Purdy. Like he took that spot from that high of an investment, as well as Jimmy Garoppolo. Obviously injury played a factor there, but he got this, you know, it was almost disastrous as far as how he got the opportunity. And all of a sudden he's turned it into an amazing opportunity, a miraculous opportunity. So the pressure comes from the media as far as like even us, like as far as like, you know, putting him up on a pedestal that maybe he hasn't gotten to quite yet. But so I think from that standpoint and with his mentality and how good he has shown to be there, he'll act like he's on house money. Like I wasn't supposed to be here, keep doubting me, like type thing. So I don't think there's as much pressure on him as some people think. I do think the Niners are under pressure because for them, it's got to be if not now, when, because how many more times can you be this good of a roster and not get it done? But I did want to defend Purdy from a pressure standpoint.
And the more pressure I was talking about was from the media. I don't think it's like, oh, he's supposed to beat Patrick Mahomes. You know, like I just think it's from the media because, like I said, you know, putting him, he was in MVP talks all year, ranking him up against greatest quarterbacks of all time. Like, let's not forget he was the last pick in the draft.
Yep, absolutely.
So, well, I think that the pressure that I was talking about is coming from the media. So, 100% you are correct.
Okay. Well, glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
All right, I'm kind of hungry. I think it's time for a snack break. Super Bowl snack break, snack draft. Snack break.
Snack draft.
Yes, sir. So Drake, you get the first pick here. We're going to be drafting 5 snacks each.
Super Bowl snacks. So what are you going to? You know, you got a Super Bowl party. You got first dibs. What are you bringing?
What are you eating?
What are you eating?
You're up.
First pick gotta be chips, cheese, and summer sausage, baby.
Bro, you just took like 3 in 1 damn near.
It's the thing. Come on, man.
Okay. So, fuck. All right. Well, fine, Drake. I'm going to follow you up.
Crackers, not chips. Sorry. Crackers. Crackers, cheese, and sausage. That's what it is.
Crackers, cheese, and sausage.
Yeah, don't you know?
Yeah, so I had it on my list as a charcuterie board. So I guess same difference.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a good pick. All right, I gotta go with the classic then. I gotta follow you up with some. I count this as a snack, by the way. Buffalo wings.
That was on there. You know that's okay. Dang.
I know.
I was really hoping I could get the chips, cheese, crackers, and the buffalo wings, and I would win right away. You know, I think I'm gonna do it for the people.
The people.
Okay? The people. And you can't go wrong with a fruit platter.
Fruit platter.
That's a people's choice pick right there.
Give the people what they want. Well, you know what my people want? They want to fill up on bread. Give me a soft pretzel and cheese.
A pretzel and cheese. Okay. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know if your mind is gonna go here, but I'm gonna take pigs in a blanket.
Oh, that was my next pick.
Oh, thank God I took it right there, man.
Well, off the board are like all of my top 5 options already. So I guess we're on the exact same page. Man, I'm starting to feel bloated with all this food I got on my list. Man. Now that's That's a brutal one. I was ready for it. Okay. You already took the refreshing snack. I might go, you know what? We got to get some refreshments up in here. I'm going a little bit off the beaten path, and I'm going to take some fresh bruschetta.
Okay.
Yeah, a little refreshments.
Okay. Well, earlier I said crackers, cheese, and sausage, but I said chips. So I might as well take chips and salsa.
Damn. Now that one, come on, dude. I feel like you got some classics on your side. All right. You know what? I can't have these right now, but we're going off the beaten path and we're zigging when you thought we were going to zag, and we're taking Jello shots. Woo-hoo!
That's a good pick.
I'm getting some of the people on my side with that one.
That's a snack too. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Well, so my last pick. I got two here, and I don't know which one I want to take. Which one should I take?
Neither. I think you should take freaking ants on a log.
I feel like I just got to go basic, right? No, I can't. I got too many chips. I can't do the chips, right? There's so many chips, man, but give me meatballs. Barbecue meatballs.
Barbecue meatballs.
Oh. Barbecue meatballs.
Damn. That's a good pick, man. You were needing something like substantial,
I know.
Your main course still.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I got a lot of bread right now with bruschetta and pretzels and and I got you know what? I can't count that one. We ain't gonna do that. One. All right. Let's go with some nachos, huh? We finish off the draft with some nachos.
See, that's what I was deciding, nachos and barbecue meatballs, but I already had the chips and salsa, man. I can't do the nachos.
So what are people getting if they go to Drake's Super Bowl party?
You're walking in, obviously you're getting the crackers, cheese, and summer sausage, and you're putting that on a nice little sandwich. And then you're going to walk over and you're going to go to the fruit platter, and then you're going to grab a pigs in a blanket, and then you're going to dip your chips in some salsa and end it with some barbecue meatballs.
You getting those meatballs after halftime or what?
I don't know, man. They were my last pick, so.
They're like to top it off at the end of the day?
Guess so. Usually, we always have the meatballs ready to go, locked and loaded, but.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Well, if you're coming over to my Super Bowl party, first things first, when you come in the door, we've got an appetizer set out for you. Some fresh bruschetta laid out for you. So you come in and you're like, am I in a fine Italian restaurant? No, not quite. But hey, and you know how we're going to tell you you're not? Every time we score a touchdown, you're hitting a Jello shot. But that's when we're bringing out the main entree right away. That's when we bring out the buffalo wings. And we ain't bluffing about the buffalo wings. They got some heat to them. After that is when, we're around halftime, you're getting hungry again. And we said, who wants nachos? We bring out the nachos and everyone goes a little ham thinking, man, I wish I had some bread to kind of soak up all this Jello shots inside me. And I say, yo, we got a soft cheese pretzel for you right here. So You're fattened up. You might be having a lot of fun. You might have lost some money on some parlays, but hey, that's the Super Bowl, baby.
Here's the pretzel. I wanted to go with dessert, but what desserts do you have?
I don't know. I thought about that earlier today when I was thinking of like options. Like, what do you go? Cookie platter or something?
Cupcakes?
I thought about mini cupcakes.
Yeah, but
what about if milkshakes were an option? That would be,
man, if we could have won anything, obviously.
Brownies would have been a decent
brownies. I mean, fruits. Nah,
fruit. You get some sweetness.
Well, if you have the dip, you get the fruit dip that you dip the strawberries in.
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I would be going to your party right now because I can't eat any of the things I just drafted, pretty much, besides bruschetta. So,
well, you are welcome to come and join.
Mine will be just for the boys, I guess, the ones that want to get drank. All right. Yeah. Well, snack break's over. We got to get back to business.
I guess. A little full, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we gotta, maybe start cutting some onions. Someone cutting onions. It's the onion game. The return of the onion game. It's been a while.
We did it. No, we didn't do it last year, did we?
No, finals, I think, was the birth of this game.
Yeah.
Or maybe we did it in the conference finals, but yeah, it was NBA playoffs when this started. But basically, we got 5 categories here, and shocker, they all start with the syllable un, even though it's UN. But we're peeling the layers of analyzing the game just in an organized fashion. Drake starting right off, under the radar, sneaky X factor. Go.
Nick Bolton.
Ooh. Sneaky.
I think he's kind of lost on that defense, Obviously, the corners get a lot of coverage. Sneed and Chris Jones are the biggest talked about players on that defense, but
yeah,
Nick Bolton, as we both had him top 10 linebacker.
We did.
Dog.
Yeah, I like that pick. Nick Bolton's a beast. Sneaky X Factor. Now, I think I did this guy as the sneaky X Factor a couple weeks ago, and that's I'm going the MVS route again. I think he's under the radar in the sense that like the Niners aren't worried about him, but he's the guy that's going to slip over the top if anybody does. So he can be sneaky important in this game.
Who's uncertain? Who's a wild card?
Uncertain is Chase Young. Is he going to try? I don't know. Is he going to get a sack? I don't know. Is he going to look like the number 2 overall pick? Maybe. Is he going to look like a backup? Possibly. I don't know. Very uncertain.
He was my wild card, so I'm not going to say him, and I'm just going to say who we have been talking about, and that's Brock Purdy.
Oh.
Is he Jimmy G, or is he better than Jimmy G?
He's better than Brock or Little Brock?
Is he going to be what Joe calls him, a pumpkin, or is he going to be what Drake calls him, and that's a good quarterback?
I like the symmetry there. Well,
so Brock Purdy would be my wild card.
Okay, sounds like the weakest link. I'm just kidding. All right, Drake. Who's unimportant? Who is not going to make an impact on this game? Oh, I have a good
one. MVS.
Wow. Just wow.
I was going to say Kadarius Toney, but because he probably will be out with an injury.
This is true.
But MVS, man, he's going to I don't know. He might make an impact because he's probably going to drop a couple.
Glass half.
He won't make a positive impact. How about that? I'll say that.
Wow. Jesus. Okay. Well, I have a serious answer and a funny answer. Which do you want first?
I want the funny one.
Taylor Swift. You know, it gets a lot of coverage, and
yeah.
unless she pulls up to the halftime show. But so yeah, that was kind of what came into my head as I was thinking about it. I'm like, who's not important in this matchup that might get talked about? And then
she'll be shown.
Oh, for sure.
I'm
sure that'll be a drinking game for people.
One of the my buds, he is running a thing at work, and it's one of the square things where it's like,
yeah,
and it's how many times is Taylor Swift shown, or it's like you got to take a shot every time she's shown.
Brutal
on TV.
That sounds like calling
people at that party are probably going to be a little drunk.
A little bit. Yeah.
So who's actually unimportant?
Sky Moore. Last year, he had his first career touchdown in the Super Bowl, so he was an impact player last year. But this year, I think they have completely phased him out of the game, and I don't expect him to do what he did last year at all. So we went very Chiefs receivers heavy on that unimportant segment. Wow.
Yes. Wow. Watch
Undisputed.
MVS have 2 touchdowns and Sky Moore have 140 yards and a touchdown.
That'd be classic.
For sure.
Hey, we thought this Super Bowl was going to be Ravens-Lions. Give us a break.
Exactly. Who's gonna ball? No matter what, who's undisputedly gonna have a game?
I went with Chris Jones. I think he's just one of those guys that, like, in the trenches, he's going to have an impact, and he is going to be accounted for by that Niners offense every single play. Like, he is going to be in Kyle Shanahan's brain as far as where he can and cannot go. So Chris Jones.
Okay. And I went Travis Kelce.
It's a good one. That was my runner-up.
Not
Mahomes.
No. Big time players make big time plays in big time games, and Travis Kelce is a big time player.
Yep, that he is.
Obviously, there was all the talk all year about how he's fallen off and his head's too much into Taylor Swift and he's not playing football and maybe he should just retire. And playoffs, he has been Travis Kelce. And in the Super Bowl, he's going to do the same thing.
I agree. I think that's a good one. I have no disputes.
Me either. That's why I picked him.
All right. What's your unpopular opinion about this game?
You ready?
Yep.
My unpopular opinion about this game is that the 49ers are better than the Chiefs. So the 49ers are going to win. And the 49ers have what the Chiefs don't, and that's Christian McCaffrey. That part's not an unpopular opinion, but I think that the unpopular opinion is that the 49ers are the favorites. Even though the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and that's what has been talked about the most. I think that the 49ers have an advantage, and yeah, I think that's pretty unpopular. Obviously, I think it's the 49ers have a better roster, but I don't think anyone's saying that they have an advantage because obviously, as much as I've said it, the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, which I think is obviously the biggest X factor on the entire field. But Kyle Shanahan, you know how much I love Kyle Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan's offense. So I just think that they have an advantage over the Chiefs. And I think that Brock Purdy is going to show all of his haters why he's a good quarterback and deserves to be in the league.
So are you saying your unpopular opinion basically is that the Niners are going to roll?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay. Well, I mean, I definitely have been seeing a lot of Chiefs picks, and I guess we'll get to our actual picks later. But Jay, on his way out the door today, he picked the Chiefs. He said to make sure it was known. I forget his score. I think he said 30-24 Chiefs. John said Chiefs. He said 21-17 Chiefs. I think on TV, you're seeing a lot of people go in the Chiefs route, but I'm pretty sure the Niners are favored by Vegas. But I still agree with you as far as the general sense is that people are picking the Chiefs because they don't pick against Mahomes. The Niners have been favored every single game this season. It's wild.
You know, I actually didn't know that.
It's insane. Like, even against the Ravens, they were favored. And I remember people were saying they should have been favored by 10 going into that game. So, like, interesting team.
Huh. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my unpopular opinion because, like I said, I think I've seen that it's the Niners have a better roster, you know, obviously. Yeah. But like you said, I've seen probably a majority of Chiefs picks because who wants to bet on Patrick Mahomes, right? Against Patrick Mahomes?
Nobody. Well, I'm kind of betting against him with my unpopular opinion in two ways. It's a two-parter. First part, neither quarterback will be Super Bowl MVP. Second part, both quarterbacks will throw at least one interception.
I like it. Christian McCaffrey's going to win Super Bowl MVP.
We'll get there.
In my book. But yeah, okay. I like it.
I like it too.
Because you're betting Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception, and if obviously everyone thinks the Chiefs are going to win, so who's going to win Super Bowl MVP? You know, I like it.
Yep. And
unless you're gonna pick the Niners to win.
You know what? Maybe we should do our pick right now.
I mean, let's do it. I'm gonna go first, though.
I already know who you're picking.
Yeah, exactly. So who are you picking? I'm picking the 49ers.
What score?
It was tough. But I'm picking the 49ers.
Well, it was tough. I took some time to think this through. I landed on the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs 20-17.
20-17.
Grinder.
Okay.
But a good grinder, you know, where it feels like it's strength on strength, not like Rams Patriots.
I like it. Well, I think it's going to be Niners 36-28.
Whoa. So like last year's Super Bowl, kind of.
Yeah. I'd say 36-28. Yeah, 36-28.
Wow. A lot of points. Yep. Last year you picked the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Who'd you pick the year before? Rams, Bengals. Do you remember?
Bengals.
What about Bucks, Chiefs?
Chiefs. I've been wrong.
That's as far back as I go right. Before that is when I was wrong. I was wrong. I picked the Niners last time they matched up with the Chiefs.
I picked the Chiefs. So that's the last time I was correct.
So is this the destiny time again where we flip our scripts or what?
Maybe.
Well, so I have a very specific prediction for this game too and how it's going to end. So it's going to be 17-17 going into the fourth. Both teams stall out the first, 2/3 of the fourth quarter. The Niners get into the edge of field goal range. Not terrible, 47 yards or something. Shank. Moody shanks it. And with 30 seconds left. And then Mahomes makes 2 completions to Kelsey, sets up a Butker 52-yarder. Bang, Super Bowl over.
You want that to happen so that way you could say, I told these teams about the kickers.
I did.
That's why you want that to happen.
No, I see it.
Well, I think that both teams' running backs have 2 touchdowns.
Oh, I like that.
And I think that Patrick Mahomes throws more interceptions than Brock Purdy.
Ooh, 2-1 or 1-0?
Probably 2-1. 2-1.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Mahomes, he's thrown 4 interceptions in his Super Bowl appearances, while the rest of the playoffs combined, he's thrown 3. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have been Super Bowl MVP last time these guys played. That's my actual true unpopular opinion that I don't say very often. I think it should have been Damian Williams.
I was going to say, Damian, the running back, for sure. What do you have? 2 touchdowns, right?
I don't necessarily know if it was 2 I know he had 1, and I know he had like 130 all-purpose yards or something crazy, and Mahomes threw 2 picks. So
yeah, I think that Pacheco's going to have 2 of them. McCaffrey's going to have 2 of them. Mahomes will have 2 picks. Purdy will have 1. 49ers will win. And it's not going to come down to the kicker.
McCaffrey, your MVP, you said?
Yeah.
I've gone back and forth on my MVP. Travis Kelce.
You don't hear about it.
120 yards and a touchdown while Mahomes throws a pick or something like that.
Okay. I mean, a tight end winning Super Bowl MVP? Nah, never. But
dude, that'd be awesome.
I know it would be. And then he just retires, and then does his podcast, and him and Jason are living.
Dude, the NFL is rigged. Comments would be going crazy if Travis Kelce won MVP, and then Taylor Swift comes down on the field, and yeah, now you're seeing that vision, and you don't like it.
And I would say that it's rigged.
Yep, exactly. There's the Rigatron. All right, we got one item left to do here as we just passed the hour mark, and we do have our squad draft, just like we did last year for the Super Bowl, but this time we're doing it a little smarter and not just picking 5 random players. We're going to go position by position. Right, Drake? QB.
Correct.
Running back. Receiver 1. Receiver 2. Tight end. O-line. Defense. Coach. And we'll just say general special teams instead of kicker. Because we all know no one's picking Moody.
Why?
Because he's awful. All right. Well, I get first pick, Drake, so I'm sorry. But off the board first is Patrick Mahomes.
Christian McCaffrey.
Let me just make sure I'm keeping track. And you get, unlike last year, you didn't offer me this grace, but I'm going to offer it to you, and you get the snake.
We're going to do snake. I mean, we do, but see, I just don't think it would have made sense last year. We only picked 5 people to do a snake. This time we're doing 10 people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're close enough.
I mean, then is it even a question?
I don't know.
I'm just going to have to take Travis Kelce then.
That's fair, Kelce. Well, let's see. I got 2 picks now. Whew. Okay. Well, first I'm gonna take Debo, and then I'm gonna take the Chiefs defense.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm just going to have to lock down Andy Reid.
Damn.
And Rashee Rice.
Dang. Well, I have to take a receiver now so I don't get stuck with another Chiefs receiver. So I am taking Ayuk. I still don't know how to spell Ayuk whenever it's off the top of my head.
AIU.
And in case you thought about taking this guy as another receiver for you instead of his natural position, I'm going to go ahead and take Kittle as well.
I didn't think of that.
It would have been a good move.
But I didn't know we could do that, but all right. Well, then can I just go ahead and throw Isaiah Pacheco in the receiver slot?
Why'd I give you that idea?
I mean, if I can't, that's fine. I'll draft a real receiver,
No, you could take Pacheco.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, we'll throw him in the slot then.
It's actually decent. Like, I actually kind of like that. What a gadget offense. Well, shit. Well, then it makes me almost want to take fucking Brock Purdy as my coach.
Well, I mean, that's only my first pick of this.
I know, yeah.
So then I gotta go. The 49ers offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one.
Got to, right?
Yep.
Brock Purdy is my coach.
Well, you'd have to start Sam Darnold.
Or Blaine Gabbert.
Oh. Wow. Blaine Gabbert. Yikes. Okay. All right. So, man, you kind of threw a wrinkle in everything I was trying to do there. All right. Well, I'm gonna shuffle the deck. I'm moving Debo over to running back now because I do not want Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Elijah Mitchell. Or who's the other one for? Did the Chiefs have a third? They still have a third, right? They had do they still have McKinnon?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck it.
He's going to score a touchdown this year.
This year?
100%. No, I think he's on IR.
Is he? I think you're right.
He's playing.
Are you sure? I feel like I haven't seen him out there last week. Now we're both looking it up.
Limited in practice. Yeah.
Very real chance playing the Super Bowl. All right, fuck it. We're taking McKinnon.
He's going to score. He's scoring.
So I'm taking McKinnon. I like McKinnon.
That's another specific prediction is that he scores because he took that slide last time he
that'd be
last year. I think they're definitely going to give him a touchdown.
I agree with that.
So,
all right, my other pick, I'm taking the Chiefs special teams too. I don't want Moody.
Why do you hate him so much?
He just stinks, dude.
Well, I mean, I gotta go Brock Purdy then.
Wow. See, man, waiting all the way to this late to take Brock.
Hey, I knew you wouldn't take another quarterback, so
should have,
could have,
would have.
And I mean, I guess I am stuck with. Well, I mean, I'm taking the 49ers defense.
Okay. I mean, yeah, these last ones are kind of basically written in stone. So I got holy Chiefs. I got Chiefs O-line and Shanahan.
And then I get the 49ers special teams. You know, they have Ray McLeod. Ex-Steeler.
Sounds like a bum. I'm just kidding. So what's your – I got your squad listed out, but you got listed out?
Brock Purdy is my quarterback. Christian McCaffrey is my running back. Rashee Rice and Isaiah Pacheco at my receivers. Travis Kelce, 49ers O-line, 49ers defense. Coach Andy Reid. And the Jake Moody 49ers special teams.
Yep. Would you take that offense over the Niners' current offense?
Yeah.
Really? So, like, you think – so, like, basically you'd be trading Debo, Ayuk, Kittle for Rice, Pacheco, Kelce.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because, you know, I think Pacheco can be used just like Debo.
That's a take.
And Rashee Rice better than Ayuk, and obviously Travis Kelce is better than Kittle. So
that's true. Yeah, I mean
Pacheco and Debo. Obviously losing Debo, but you gain Travis Kelce. You gain an upgrade over Ayuk.
And you keep the same O-line.
Yep. And you get Andy Reid.
It's true. Yeah, Andy Reid. I don't know if Andy Reid would know how to use Brock.
No. Be like, hey, throw this sidearm. And
Brock be like,
flip
what?
it to Pacheco.
Elbow falls off. Okay, you know what? I think the snack draft was actually more fun.
I agree. Well, what's your squad? You didn't list yours off.
You're right. We were running out into the tunnel. We were trying to go get our trophy. So we got Patty Mahomes. So obviously we got the best player on the field. But running back, we went a little wild and took McKinnon. Matched up Debo and Ayuk at the receiving core and Kittle, like that trio. They got a lot of chemistry. Mahomes could cook with them. Chiefs O-line, Chiefs defense, Chiefs special teams, and Kyle Shanahan. I mean, my only real advantage is Mahomes and a slight advantage on defense and a slight advantage at receiver, but no, it's pretty tight.
I think it's pretty even.
It's easier to compare than our drafts last year, where it's like, all right, well, I got Jason Kelsey, and you're like, well, I got James Bradbury.
I know, and you got never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Never mind.
Yep, never mind.
What you mean?
Nothing. Never mind.
I don't like it.
You got Hassan Reddick late in that draft.
I did.
That was a good pick.
He's a dog. Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, I think 100% the snack draft was very fun. Like we had mentioned last week about doing the logos again. I think we should do more drafts like that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as football,
there's fun and there's no, it's
right
subjective.
Or wrong. Yeah. It's just straight up. It's just vibes, man. It's just vibes.
Yeah, 100%. Like, let's just come to my house and have some crackers, cheese, and sausage, man.
And top it off with some barbecue meatballs. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for Super Bowl 58. I'm going for being personally trying to be right for the fourth straight, which I think I was coming off of a bad streak. So we'll see.
I'm not too concerned about who wins or who loses. I'm just really hoping that it's a good game.
Yep.
I'm really not rooting for anyone. Obviously, I guess I'm rooting for the Niners, so that way I'm not wrong, but I've been wrong the last 4 years, so
that's what
it is. It's what it is.
Yeah.
I just hope for a good game.
Well, fair enough. And I think we will get one, but that's a wrap for episode 58, the episode of Destiny for Super Bowl 58. Thank you as always for joining in. And Drake, you know the three. Everyone make sure to give us a follow on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram, all at Mad Talk Sports. Stay posted for some content before and after the Super Bowl, and we'll see you after to catch you up.